you feel that you should be, I don't know, eating a wild boar or...
Basically, after watching this movie.
Northman, take one. Welcome back to HM and Big E Review Things. Today, HM has seen a movie, and I'm going to ask him about it, and he's going to review...
The Northman.
The Northman. The manliest movie you can watch ever.
It's quite manly. It's quite manly.
So before we dive into the actual review, we do have a immediate first impressions of HM and his friend Kevin, his good friend Kevin, who watched the movie, and these are their first impressions.
So we just finished The Northman. What's your overall reaction to this movie?
Yeah, very typical Robert Eggers type movie. It's got that artistic, cinematic feel to it.
Would Michelle, would your wife want to watch this movie?
No.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think Katie would hate me if we brought her to this movie.
Okay, so I didn't know if you noticed, but in the clip we just saw, you are standing appropriately in front of the men's room, and there's just a big sign that says "men."
We should highlight that.
Yeah.
Well, we went to the theater. We're the only two in the theater.
Oh, really?
And a couple came in.
Yeah.
My guess is the guy dragged the woman into this movie.
Right.
And we were the only four in the theater.
Okay, so maybe not doing so well commercially. I haven't seen the box office returns on this yet.
It's directed by Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers.
Known for two critically acclaimed films, The Witch and The Lighthouse. And
also, which very few people have seen.
That's right. But that's...
Both great.
Both critically acclaimed. Mm-hmm. When you watch both movies, a lot of people are going to be like, I didn't really...
This is weird.
Weird. I didn't really get it. It's quite dark.
Yeah.
And he's known for that. He's known for the horror elements, but not in a jump scare kind of way. It's very supernatural. You don't see it.
Yeah.
Both movies are psychological horror. And The Northman is different in the sense that it
doesn't go that weird route.
It doesn't. There's points where it does the supernatural stuff.
Okay.
It's basically based off of an old Viking legend or folklore that was an inspiration for Hamlet.
Okay.
So it's very old, and it's a original revenge tale about a Viking prince who is betrayed, spends years and years in the wilderness.
Betrayed, and his family and his kingdom is taken over.
That's right, by his uncle. And years later, he comes back as a warrior to exact revenge on these terrible people.
Hamlet.
It's the basis of Hamlet.
Right. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I don't think there's much that was spoiled there, but we can go into spoilers now specifically, because I think that general premise you could even see from the trailers. And from the trailers, you really do get, I think, the sense of... I guess the atmosphere and the feel of the movie that he's established. And was the movie consistent with that in terms of with the trailer? It's kind of very dark, gritty, dirty.
Very gritty. There's a famous scene in this movie that's it's like one shot of him obliterating a village. Right?
Okay, like a long shot.
Long shot, no cuts, right? And to film it is quite an extraordinary task. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's that type of thing. It's gritty. It's muddy. Robert Eggers has a very unique visual style. He does a lot of kind of shots of the wilderness and still shots. The way I've seen this described is this movie is vast and it's violent. So it has a lot of shots of Iceland and Norway and the sea. It looks really good. This movie looks really good. It's definitely shot in location. I don't know how much CGI was probably used in this movie. It's all acting, and the muscles are real. The violence is real. And it's a revenge tale, so you know what you're getting into.
Okay. Main actor is good. Main actor is Alexander Skarsgård? Or?
Yeah, he did Tarzan.
Yep. And then Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yep, she's in The Witch as well, so it's Robert Eggers' favorite. Willem
Dafoe
and Nicole Kidman
as the mother and father, right? Is that what
no, Ethan Hawke is the father.
Oh, okay. Right. A lot of big names.
Yeah,
and the acting was good?
The acting is very good. Now, they all do some kind of like weird Norwegian accent, so I don't know if it's accurate, but I had a hard time understanding some of the lines. Now, Robert Eggers is also known for his deep dive into researching the time period, and he for The Witch, I think he spent 5 years researching, New England folklores.
Okay.
So it's very accurate.
Right.
Even the speech patterns and the language, he's very particular with. So it is in a very kind of old tongue, and some of the words I couldn't hear. I need the subtitles to understand.
Yeah.
But overall, you understand the plot. You understand exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Okay. And then I've read on some reviews that the action is very spectacular and standout. Not in a traditional, like it's very bombastic or it's particularly gory or, but I hear it's very kind of like elegant, almost dance-like. And I don't know. What do you want to comment on
definitely
the action?
there is those, it's a style thing.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's an epic folklore. So I don't know what's a word. There's a storybook element to it where it's almost like you could capture the look on a piece of paper. On an image,
Okay.
And so he uses a lot of he cuts to a lot of dream sequences. So it's almost like, I would say, a comic book.
Okay.
Where you're picturing what he's dreaming in his mind.
Right.
And he has visions of the future. And that part is super stylized where it's really weird and lights and all sorts of graphics are happening. Right, so it's really just a revenge tale. It takes place basically in Norway and then in Iceland.
Okay.
That's the two locations.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've talked about the acting. We've talked about kind of the main story, action, music, sound. Anything stand out to you? Editing?
Yeah, Robert Eggers is known also for some of the brooding, atmospheric type of sounds, and soundtracks.
Right.
Right, and
the slow burn, like slow build up.
Yeah. The movie is about, I think, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I have to look it up, but it's over 2 hours, just over 2 hours.
Okay.
I think.
And did it feel that long?
I would say there are parts where it did drag a tiny bit. It could be a stylistic thing where he just wants to do longer shots and. But some of the parts could have been. I probably would have cut 10 minutes out of this movie.
Okay.
And it'd been a little.
So once he's exiled, he spends a lot of time, I guess, being exiled. His journey on how he gets trained.
Actually,
up
you know what?
It's
He leaves the village in exile, and it jumps like 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't even show him as a kid anymore. He's a man.
Right.
And it shows what he's become. So he's become a warrior for hire, essentially.
Okay.
He hears about what happened to his family, and he's like, he gets in. This is a lot of folklore and dream sequences, prophecy. So he hears about, from a vision. He gets a vision from a witch type of character who says how he's going to get this revenge.
I see.
And then that's when he starts enacting his plan. And he gets on a boat and he leaves for Iceland. He becomes a slave to his uncle, but he's unrecognizable because he's different now.
Okay.
And so he's sort of hiding in there.
So Ben-Hur. We keep going.
Pretty much, Ben-Hur. We love Ben-Hur, and he exacts his revenge in little subtle ways at first. And so he's a slave, and he reveals himself. Obviously, we know that's going to happen, and there's fights and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so who would you recommend this movie to, and who should not go see this movie?
I feel like I'm going to shot for generalization. I think
really setting you up.
If you love Robert Eggers, you like The Witch in the Lighthouse, yes.
Definitely, yeah.
If you like Braveheart type of movies where it's about warriors and blood and axes and swords and witches and prophecies, you'll like this movie. If you like comedy, do not watch this movie. If you like period pieces where it's about elegant dialogue and political discourse, you are not going to like this movie. I would say generally people that like action, westerns, gritty, violent type of things, they'll like this movie. I don't think you'll like this movie.
And I don't think I will. That's why I didn't watch it, but maybe when it comes on to streaming or whatever, I'll check it out. But
absolutely. It's a well done movie. No one's going to come out of it saying like, "Oh, this is a really poorly schlock." But it's not going to appeal to everybody.
Right.
That's why there are 4 people in the theater.
Okay, so what grade would you give The Northman?
I'm going to have to give it a B+.
B+. That's quite high. That's good.
Yeah, it's a B+ for me.
Do you know what, Mark? What grade your friend Kevin would give it? Or I don't know. Did you talk about it? Did he enjoyed it?
He enjoyed it. I would guess he'd give similar. He enjoys. He's known, like, he likes a lot of the horror movies. He likes action movies. So I think he would probably give it that. But, as you can tell, we said our wives would definitely hate us if we brought them to this movie. Like, immediately when the credits roll, they would say, "Do not ever do that to me again."
Okay, so let us know if you've seen it. Don't bring your wives, apparently. I don't know. You have anything else to say about The Northman?
No, I do like Robert Eggers for taking risks. I think he's an upcoming filmmaker.
Yeah.
His three things, movies that he's done have all been done pretty well according to his vision of it. He's a visionary director.
Yeah.
So,
Auteur.
yeah, I don't know if he'll ever do the mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
He might. Maybe they'll give him a mainstream movie, but his style is better for these type of movies.
Right. Okay, well, that was our review of The Northman. Let us know if you've seen it. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about what we think, or what he thinks anyway. And until next time, keep watching things.
Like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.